Hi, so maybe when we start off, if you can tell me a little bit about yourself, so your name, where you're from.
My name is Friar Peter Tremblay. I was born and raised in Buffalo, New York, and I came from a wonderful Catholic family with four brothers. One of them is my twin brother, who just is a great blessing that I had throughout my life. And having grown up in a very Catholic family, that obviously is a huge part of my life and a real foundation of who I am.
Yeah. And how did you come across the Convention of Franciscan Friars?
Well, my parents were very serious about the fact that they wanted all of their children to go through Catholic education.
Okay.
And when we were getting ready to go to high school, we had a number of options for Catholic high schools. And I thought the best option was a high school that our friars run, called St. Francis High School, just outside of Buffalo in Hamburg, New York. And for me, that was a place that as soon as I got there, I felt at home. I felt like I belonged there. I was amazed by these guys that I saw. And over the course of a number of years, over the course of my own prayer life developing, over the course of experiencing the youth ministry program that they had there, my respect for these men increased, and I felt that maybe God was calling me to consider a vocation.
Wow. So, is there anything specifically that attracted you to the Conventual Franciscans? Like some aspect that particularly you thought, wow, I know that this God is calling me to do this? Or?
The first thing that I could say is not so much that it was some specific reality or some idea or thought. It was an experience of the guys who were, on one hand, dedicated and devoted to their faith.
Mm-hmm.
That was obvious. But then on the other hand, here are these same guys who are very down to earth, very normal, very everyday kind of men. And so I hadn't up to that point experienced that type of a combination. I'd grown up with diocesan priests, and for all the respect that I had for them, as wonderful as they really were, the experience of down-to-earth guys who were part of a community was something very, very new and very attractive.
Wow, okay. Now, you live here at the St. Bonaventure Friary in Forestville, Maryland. And,
Forestville, Maryland.
would you be able to maybe describe sort of a day in the life of Friar Peter?
Well, it depends on what day of the week. I'm actually, this is my very last semester in the seminary.
Mm-hmm.
So they have me, at this point I'm in this really wonderful transition from seminary life to active ministry life. So I'm a full-time student at the seminary, and every day starts the same. I drag myself out of bed reluctantly after hitting the snooze button a number of times, and then shower, prayers, mass. I have classes 3 days a week. Mm-hmm. Again, I'm taking a full course load my last semester in the seminary. God willing, I'll graduate in May. But one of the other things that I do as a part-time ministry, I also commute about an hour away to a parish that we run in downtown Baltimore.
Okay.
And I help out assisting there with RCIA, preparing couples for marriage, and helping out in the grammar school that we have there. So a number of different activities, which really, considering the time and the commute and the activities and the papers and the reading, I'm pretty busy. But a typical day is that, community life, prayers in the evening, dinner, and then more work, a little more community life, and generally fall into bed completely exhausted, too late at night. That's the typical day in life of me.
Nice. And I guess maybe we could finish off with one last question. I'm personally always interested in. What are your greatest influences, sort of, and something that really kind of touched you?
My greatest influences. Well, I'm glad you asked greatest, because in the plural, because I don't I never had the experience of one influence that somehow or other changed everything. It was everything from, I had a tremendous relationship with my father. I had a very close relationship with him, and he was a man of profound faith. I had a tremendous relationship with my twin brother. It was a great experience growing up my entire life, always having someone with me to share my life with till 18, basically. It was wonderful. I think I picked up a biography of St. Francis probably when I was about 19. That amazed me when I read. Absolutely amazed me. Another biography that I read was of St. Maximilian Kolbe. That was amazing. So there's been a number of people, obviously the people that I've lived with, family, friends, but also looking at the ideals that we see in some of the saints. Pope John Paul II was another person that was greatly influential. And there was something in me that said, I wanted to take my life and to try. I don't know if I'm going to succeed, but I'm going to try to go after those same ideals, that same devotion. The title of the book that I read on St. Francis was called God's Fool. And I said, oh, that's perfect, because this seems foolish in the world that I live in, but yet this is exactly what I really wanted to go for.
Cool. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
That was awesome. I appreciate it.